welcome to Thursday. Yesterday we kind of skipped over Jayhawk Wednesday because we turned it into Husker Wednesday, and I got some feedback from Bill Self and Les Miles at the University of Kansas, the head basketball coach, head football coach, and they were disappointed, obviously. So I just thought I'd bring back Jayhawk. And by the way, I know there's some Jayhawk haters out there, but just recently, Bill Self, Les Miles decided to take a pay cut during this time to give back to the community. And you're choked up, aren't you? I can tell. I can tell that kind of sacrifice just hits you right there. So, in honor of those Jayhawk leaders that are taking a financial hit, what I've decided to do is to cut the pay of our executive pastor, our children's director, and our youth director by 20%. They don't know this yet, but thank you. And just to give back, just in honor of, in the name of the Jayhawks. So now some of you and I are going, oh man, that's mean. Okay. Update Rummy tournament. Last time I updated you, I think Julie was ahead by 2 or ahead by 3. Well, we've been playing a lot since then. I have taken the lead. It's 39-38. So we'll keep you posted, but it's been a good run. Here's the question. What superpower do you wish you had and why? Don't be spiritual on me this morning. What superpower do you wish you had and why? Fun, interactive question. Jesus' lessons post-resurrection. I want you to look with me in John chapter 21, 18 through 19. In John chapter 21, verses 18 and 19. It says, truly, truly, I say to you, and Jesus is speaking here, truly, truly, I say to you, when you were younger, you used to gird yourself and walk wherever you wished. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands and someone else will gird you and bring you where you do not wish to go. Verse 19, and now this, he said, signifying by what kind of death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. So he's talking to Peter, and he's saying, hey, let me tell you the truth. He makes a sobering prediction about Peter's death. That somehow during his old age, in the distant future, that Peter, you're going to die on the cross. Historical writings look back, indicate that yes, Peter did in fact die on the cross. And some would say that he died upside down. But Jesus says to him, okay, here's the prediction, pretty life-altering, sobering prediction. Follow me in the midst of that. It's interesting, this command from Jesus is no easy task. To follow him, no easy task. And just as Jesus followed the Father's will, Jesus asks his disciples to follow Jesus. Now we pick it up in verses 20 through 23. Interesting here. This knowledge of how he's going to die kind of rattles Peter. And obviously so, it would rattle us as well. Peter, turning around, saw the disciple whom Jesus loved, which was John, following them. The one who also had leaned back on his breast at the supper and said, Lord, who is the one who betrays you? Verse 21, Peter, therefore, seeing him, said to Jesus, Lord, and what about this man? What about him? You just gave me my death notification. Well, what about John? Verse 21, Peter, therefore, seeing him, said to Jesus, Lord, what about this man? Verse 22, Jesus said to him, if I want him to remain until I come, what is that to you? I've given you direction. You follow me. And verse 23, this saying, therefore, went out among the brethren. The disciple would not die, yet Jesus did not say to him that he would not die, but only, if I want him to remain until I come, what is that to you? Now, chances are none of us will be privy ahead of time to how we'll die. But Peter was given that knowledge, and it rattled him to his core. Outwardly, Peter asks, okay, you've given me my death sentence. Well, what about him. How's John going to die? And here's the issue. Peter wants to know Jesus' will and how it pertains to someone else. And Jesus sharply rebukes him and says, hey, that's none of your business. You, Peter, are responsible to follow me. You know, we can be so easily distracted by unnecessary questions about God's will and how it pertains to other people, institutions, or things. And our job is simply not to try to figure out God's will for everybody else. Our job is not to neglect how God has plainly revealed himself to us. And God has plainly revealed himself to us. And therefore, what's the next best right thing for us? You've heard me say that over and over. Well, this is where you get it. God has not and will not reveal to you other people's will for them, but he has made our next best right step known to each of us. Each one of us is without excuse. We do know the next best right thing based upon God's wisdom, based upon direction in his word. Well, how important is that message today? That each of us live out our responsibility. Stop worrying about the person on your right or the person on your left and be accountable to God. So what's the next best right thing for you to do today based upon what you are learning? That's all you're responsible for. Great question to discuss. What's the next best right thing for you to do today based upon what you are learning? Well, have a great Thursday. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hey, by the way, this is week 7 of these devotionals. So time is really flying by. So we'll see you tomorrow.